First, I'd like to point out something that is really worth your consideration as you're trying to make your decision, and that is the benefits of homeownership. I think one of the services that the company offers is the budget plan. And as you will note here, let me just turn this around so I can read it. Your savings are kept intact for emergencies while your purchase is made out of future income. You can buy what you want more readily. That extra item means only a few dollars a month. You receive a credit reference card, which identifies you when further credit is required. You can take advantage of special prices, buy what you want when you need it. Credit may be obtained for both material and labor charges. Additional purchases may be added to existing loan from time to time. And we usually call that a home improvement loan. And so we've got some typical monthly payments with different payment plans that you can look at. But I think it's a very exciting time for home ownership. It allows young families to own a home long before we have been able to in the past, and allows you to rear your children in a loving environment. It's very nice. I'm going to be leaving this booklet with you, so at your convenience you can read more about home planning, which is our central service, along with home building. We also have additional publications that will come into play later on in the process. But first, we need to make some decisions, and this is the fun part. So I have a few home plans that I'd like to show you that will be featured in the Lou Valley Farms subdivision. As I understand it, though, you are looking for either 2 bedrooms and a recreation room, or 3 bedrooms. Right, okay. Right. That makes sense. You certainly want to plan ahead and make sure that you have enough room for your family to live and have fun and grow. So, we're looking at, let's see, 2 bedroom plus rec, or 3 bedroom. All right. So, as you'll see, quick look here. This home the Wolsey has only 2 bedrooms, so it's not going to be part of our plan. Likewise, the Cypress home has 2 bedrooms, so we'll move right along and get to the Nipawin home. I like this home very much. You can see, of course, any of these decisions for the exterior design can be customized, but I think our artists' renderings really do give you a sense of what's possible and often complement the lines of the house itself. And so you see the horizontal lines in this artist rendering compared to, say, this home. You've got a lot more visual space from the curb. If we take a closer look, we have the entryway into a large living room connected to a separate dining room but with an opening. So it is a separate room, but the flow is there for entertaining. And then we have the connected kitchen. To the left of the entry are the 3 bedrooms. And so this gives you basically what you're looking for. Shall we put this one on the list? Okay. So this is the nipple one. Oh, I forgot to mention, I'm sorry. In most of our home plans, we have a couple of variations in the basic plan. And again, I'll be leaving this booklet with you. You can take a much closer look at how the different variations might affect the flow of your home or how you would like to lay out the space. But the other really interesting thing that I would like to point out is that we have both a standard gable roof as well as what's called a hip roof line. The hip roof line is becoming very popular. Very recently, it creates the most gorgeous lines in the house. And so you'll see, for example, the main illustration here uses a gable roof, but you could choose to put in a hip roof instead at no additional cost. It's kind of hard to imagine, so this next one really does an excellent job of showing it to you. This is the hip roof. Again, if you liked this plan but wanted the gable roof, you could make that change. So our next home is called the Rundle home. Let me take you through that. We walk through the front door into a living room to the left. So this large picture window is the living room. Again, we have an adjoining dining room, good for flow, but also good for having a dedicated space for dining. Then this connects to the kitchen. So in the previous design, the dining room and the living room were more connected and the kitchen was more separate. In this design, the dining room and the kitchen are more connected, and the living room is more separate. We have a very interesting L-shaped kitchen with an eating area here. So very nice. Unlike the previous design, this one has 4 bedrooms, 1 bath. I realized that you were interested in a maximum of 3 bedrooms, so I'm not sure if this home meets your needs. Well, as you can see, and this is what I love about working for this company, flexibility. So what you see here is the 28 by 48 design, so 48 feet across and 28 feet deep. But we do have a slightly narrower design that is our 28 by 40. And you see here that we have the same living room, dining, kitchen setup, although the living room is smaller. And then we only have 3 bedrooms and 1 bath. So the overall length, if you will, of the home is shorter than the overall length here. And that's really the difference between having the extra bedroom and a slightly larger living room. So you actually have both choices with this design, and we have different pricing associated with those models. Okay, so the Rundle is still in the running, okay? Very good. Then we come to our Windsor. This is one of our larger homes. In fact, quite a large home. It's a split level design. So you can see here in the elevation that we have the entrance level, or the main level here, which is right here in the rendering. And then we have 2 levels on the right side, if you will, depending on your perspective. An upper and a lower level where you have bedrooms located. And then we also have a basement underneath the main level. And so what that gives you is, let's see, our entry way is here. Yes. And you walk immediately into the living and dining area and the connected kitchen. Then you can go up half of a flight of stairs to 2 bedrooms and a bath. Or you can go down half a flight of stairs to 2 bedrooms and a bath, as well as a large recreation room and a large laundry. It's quite a lot of house. Right. I understand that's a bit too much for now. But it is a lovely design. Our next is the Cape Cod, which is a bit different in the way that it's laid out based on the others that we've looked at. This is a 2-floor home previous have been one floor. Of course, this one is multiple. And so what we have here is an entrance into the living room, a connected dining room, a separate kitchen. So in this case, the flow is between the dining room and the living room. We have an eating nook in the kitchen, which is nice for the family. And then we have one bedroom on the first floor, a stairway up to the second floor, and because of this gable roof, we lose a little bit of headroom from about here to here. And so the second floor is less square footage than the first floor because of that. But it still gives you full headroom if you come in from the edge of the roof line. And we have 2 bedrooms upstairs. So that gives you your 3 bedrooms. Right. Yes, and that would depend on how you conceive of the recreation room, really. If you see it as something that's mainly used by family and close friends, maybe close friends of your children or very close friends of yours, then it might make sense to have the children's bedroom upstairs and the recreation room also upstairs, and the master downstairs. However, if you envision the recreation room being something that is more for entertaining, then dedicating your downstairs bedroom might make more sense. So it really just depends on how you envision using that room. Right, yeah. So either way, the Cape Cod is in the running, okay. This is one of our smaller homes again, featuring only 2 bedrooms. So we'll move along. And likewise, the Heather also features 2 bedrooms. The Glasgow also features 2 bedrooms. And then we have one of our most interesting innovations, and this is the ready-to-move home. We call them our RTM homes. And essentially, believe it or not, we build the home at the factory, most pieces of it, and then we bring those larger pieces and install them on site. Whereas these other homes are built completely on site. What this one gives you is considerable savings and convenience. It depends on what your timetable is. So, depending on the decisions you make with the property itself, where that property is situated, how soon you would like to move into a new home, this might be something to consider. As I mentioned before, we have 2 price packages in this model, as we do in some of the others. In this model, we have 24 deep by 32 wide or 40 wide. And what that affords you in the larger model is that extra bedroom. 2 bedrooms here, living and dining on this side of the home, and then that's flipped in the larger model. And so, I'm sorry, living and dining on this side, and it's flipped on this model. So we have our entrance into a very large living room with a dining nook, kitchen that is somewhat separate from dining, and then we have 3 bedrooms, all on a single level. Okay. So we'll add the RTM. So that gives you 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 possible lots with 1, 2, 3, 4 home models. That gives you basically 20 combinations to consider, which is a lot. But I think once we take the drive again tomorrow, and if you have some time this evening, you can take a closer look through the booklet. You might be able to make some further decisions, thinking about the properties and the combinations of home design and the way the property is situated, the way the home is situated on the property. That may help narrow the choices. Let me just give you a preview of what comes next, and that's after we've made the decision about which lot to purchase and which home design to use. I hope I don't scare you away, but there will be many more decisions to make. Decisions about the roofing materials, the siding, gutters, screens, windows and doors, locks, garage doors and styles, and plumbing, heating, insulation, and then I love this page. It's sort of the way that you can think about customizing your home for your family's lifestyle. Whether or not you have house pets, whether you would like a sandbox, what you might want to put in a recreation room and so forth. So there are many other facets to consider, and we will look at more of these pages, and I've got some other literature to share with you when after we finalize those big decisions and we start getting into the nitty-gritty of building a home. Can I answer any questions for you at this point? Right. Let me check my calendar and we'll set up that appointment. the 18th. And you would like to move our appointment from 3 to sometime in the morning. My morning is a bit booked. Mr. and Mrs. Meggs need to reschedule the 11 a.m. driving tour for the afternoon tomorrow. Okay, so I'll have to try to fit them in the afternoon, but that does give us the 11 a.m. slot. Would you like to reschedule? Okay, so I will add Mr. and Mrs. Wilson for 11 a.m. tomorrow. And there was, what was the information that you wanted? I told you, I think earlier, that I could get you some literature. Okay. So, so we wanted the recreation room, literature, and the patio literature. So I'll be sure to pick that up in the office tomorrow before I stop by to pick you up for our tour. Is there anything else that I'm forgetting? Very good. Yes, it's been very nice to visit again. I hope I'll get to meet your children sometime soon. Okay. I think that's a good idea. Once we narrow down the lot that you're going to purchase, it would be great to bring the kids to have a look. All right. Well, I will see you at 11 in the morning.